Well, I'd like to start out by thanking Brother Dave Pistana for coming over today to give me an opportunity to talk about Kyle Hess and the Hess family. I feel very honored to be able to do this. Dave is special to me because he trained me in the temple when I first became a temple worker, and so it's amazing to me how our life, Sharon and I, our lives have intertwined with the Hess family all these years, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that as I go on. But I want to say just hello to the entire Hess family, and that would be Karen, of course Kyle, and Kristen and Kirk and Kent and Karina and Cammie, and for the years. And there was a time when I had an opportunity to work with Karina and Cammie in their college preparation, and that was a neat opportunity. So, and there were years. We have 3 children, and Karen was their piano teacher. I think our oldest daughter Valerie took lessons from Karen for 10 years, and our second daughter took for 10 years. Our son talked me out of it after I think 3 years. So, but that's about 23 years that she was a mentor for our children. And Sharon and I still see Karen at least every year on her birthday, and just because we love her so much, and we just appreciate all that she's done for our family. And that's just a little background, just on how the Hess family moved to our area in August of 1976, so we've known them for more than 30 years now. And we consider ourselves to be very fortunate. Well, each year Sharon and I go to Karen's home on her birthday, June 6th. And I think every year Sharon cuts her rose out of our garden. And we go over and give her a hug and give her the rose and tell her how much we love her. And just because we love her, we just want to at least share that time with her, because she, again, she's so special to us. I knew Kyle Hess. There's a lot of stories about Kyle Hess, and when I think of Kyle Hess, obviously I'm sad at some because of his death, but I have to get a big smile on my face when I think of Kyle, because Kyle was a leader in our ward, and he had a wonderful personality. Everybody loved Kyle. I can remember, I'm a convert to the church, so I joined the church when I was 21 years old, and it took me a while to kind of get tuned in to the church and get a strong testimony. And I remember a bishop one time saying that any of you people out there in the audience that don't have a strong testimony, please feel that you can lean on me, you can lean on my testimony to get through things that are tough for you and your family. And I always remembered that, and Kyle was one of those people that I leaned on. I'm 6'5", and I don't know how tall he was, but he wasn't very tall.
5'4".
He was, and I leaned on Kyle a lot, fun-loving things, and just for his strength. He is a power in the church. His testimony was strong. I looked up to him. He was just a wonderful example for me. And I can remember nights. In fact, earlier today I was reading back through my journal, and I noticed in one of my journal entries that the day that he became the Young Men's President, I don't know when that was, probably around 1976, 1977. So, and then there were times at Young Men, I can still remember when I was working in Mutual with him, that we'd have our wrestling matches, as he loved to get together and kind of just have fun wrestling around with the kids, and even some of the leaders, we'd get into it and just have fun at it. So. Okay. I'm going to tell one story that I have other stories, but I've got to tell this story. This is I'm sure other people have maybe talked about this, but this is the story that I remember and is the most impressive to me. Kyle, as I said, he was daredevil kind of guy, fun-loving. And I'll never forget the day that he was riding his skateboard, or one of his kids' skateboards, and he lost it and broke his leg, and just broke his leg badly. And that was a Saturday. And we heard about it and we felt bad. But the very next day, he comes into church, into sacrament meeting. At that time, he was in the bishopric. And so he came in with his crutches and his cast on one leg, went up the stairs, this is in the Los Alisos building, went up the stairs to the podium and sat down, struggled to do it, but sat down. And, nothing would keep him away from his calling in the church. But on the other hand, he had fun. And it wasn't surprising to me that he would be out scuba diving with the kids at youth conference. I mean, that's just Kyle. That's just what he wanted to do. He wanted to be with those kids. And he was, again, he was a great example for him. Well, I think I've mentioned a few things just because of the type of person he was, his high standards, his testimony, his family, his wonderful family. One thing that I remember him is because of how I heard about it. He actually died on my birthday, on my 35th birthday. And I had been back to Washington, D.C. visiting the Naval Academy, and I was flying home that day. And I got home, and at that time I was very close to Bishop Berger, because he was another one that was I used to lean on. And I called him up because his daughter was born on my, I think his youngest daughter was born on my birthday. So I called him up. This was in the afternoon. I called him up and I said, Bishop Berger, how you doing? I just called, wish your daughter a happy birthday. And he says, well, he says, I'm not doing real well today. I says, oh, what happened? And then he proceeded to tell me what had happened. That Kyle had drowned in Catalina at youth conference. And that day, and that he had gone over and talked to Karen, and he was actually the one that told her that Kyle had died. And that just, I just couldn't imagine anybody having to do that. And I just admire so much Bishop Berger and how he handled that thing, and how he took charge of it, and how he cared so much about it, and how he extended that caring to Karen. And I've just never forgotten that. And I don't know, I guess that has a lot to do with why I remember it. And then, of course, all the years that we've known Karen and have stayed in touch with her through our kids and her birthday. And it's just been a wonderful love affair with the Hess family. When Kyle died, when I heard that that day on the phone from Bishop Berger, I was shocked and very sad, because I knew that they had 4 children, and Karen was at that moment pregnant with her 5th child. And whenever something like that happens, you always think about your family and what that would mean in your family if that had happened to you, and how Karen was going to deal with this, and how the Hess family was going to deal with this. And so it was tough. And I remember, I think that was the 17th. I think it was March 21st, 4 days later, that they had the funeral. And I can remember going to the funeral, and of course, I remember reading something in my journal today about that. That was the first Mormon funeral that I had ever attended. And Mormon funerals are special because we talk about the plan of salvation and where we came from and why we're here and where we're going. And that was really a powerful influence on me. Again, remember, I'm a young guy, a convert to the church. I'm still, we have kids, but very young children. And so all of this had a very big impact on me. And and as I think about it, I can still remember thinking, that, I need to really get serious about the church here, and I really need to extend myself as a father and a husband better than I have done in the past. And I think Kyle was kind of an inspiration for me to do that, to be a better person, to be a better priesthood holder, just a better church member, better husband, better father, all those things. And so I think why I love him so much, And I'm going to have a reunion with him someday, and I'm going to hug him, and I'm going to see if I can pin him, take him down and pin him. He'll probably pin me. Oh, what a guy he was. Karen Hess is an angel. I can't remember exactly when she started teaching piano, but I remember our kids were very young, first grade or so, second grade maybe, when they started taking lessons from her, and that's what she did. That's how she supported her family for years, and I think she's still doing it to this day. And every year, she would have one or two of her students that would be kind of her special assistant. And our daughters each, in their senior year, had that particular assignment, responsibility. And it was a wonderful thing for them, because they actually were teaching. But, Karen has always been upbeat. I've never heard her complain. I just admire her so much for the way that she's done this. And she's always kept Kyle's memory right there for her family, because of our beliefs in the church of being eternal families. So she's done a remarkable job as a mother. Just say what's on your mind.
Okay, am I on? Oh,
okay, go ahead.
Hi to the Hess family. I didn't want to be on the whole time, but I just wanted to say hello and tell you that it's very interesting that this man can still live in our lives so strongly after all these years. So he really was a special man, and we're grateful that we knew him when we did. We feel privileged that we were able to know him for his short life, at least the short period of time that we did know him. And the value that Karen has given to our daughters, especially for their piano talent. I want to thank you for that, Karen. They both have accompanied in church now, and they're able to do that, and that's all I really wanted. I didn't want them to become concert pianists, just for them to be able to accompany in church and play at church events, and for their own pleasure. And so we're thankful that you were their teacher during that time. And even though Kevin only took piano for about 3 years, 2.5 years, he still has a basis of music that I couldn't give him, because neither one of us are musically talented. So it was really valuable for Kevin. And he sits down sometimes to the piano, you'll be interested to know, and just makes up things. And so it's fun that he has that ability. I don't know what else to say. I think Bill pretty much said everything that I wanted to. And I just wanted to say hello and just get in here for a second.
All our best to the Hess family. Thank you for this special honor of talking about Kyle and your family, because you truly have been an example to us. Thank you.